beside the window feels smaller than before. Maybe it's the silence taking up more space on the floor. Nothing here has changed, the curtains or the wood, but I don't fit the same way that I once understood. The same old music softly plays from a speaker on the wall, but it sounds farther away, like a distant, lonely call. Time keeps lowering its voice inside this quiet room, while the shadows in the corner begin to softly bloom. I watch my hands on the table, they look like strangers now, trying to remember a lost and broken vow. The seat by the window feels smaller now, like memories folding into themselves. I don't know how. Time keeps lowering its voice, a whisper in the gray, inside this quiet cafe, as the world just drifts away. Some places shrink with time, not in size but in the heart, watching every little piece of the evening fall apart. I sit with unfinished thoughts and watch the evening fade, remembering the light and the choices that we made. The table used to be a world wide and full of light. Now it's just a narrow bridge into the coming night. I try to stretch my spirit, but the borders are too tight in this little wooden corner of the artificial light. Maybe I'm the one who grew, or maybe I just lost the key to the version of this place that used to belong to me. The window glass is cold and the air is getting thin, as the silence starts to settle on the surface of my skin. The seat by the window feels smaller now, like memories folding into themselves. I don't know how. Time keeps lowering its voice, a whisper in the gray, inside this quiet cafe, as the world just drifts away. It's a peaceful kind of heavy, a hollow kind of grace, finding that I've outgrown this old, this sacred space. And I still come here alone, sitting in the small, watching how the darkness starts to climb up every wall. Slowly disappears, but I am still right here. raise the cafe glass, a soft and steady beat, like fingers searching for something lost along the empty street. The city outside becomes blurry, a painting made of rain, quieter than it was before, hiding all the city's pain. I stay here without moving, anchored to my wooden chair, listening to the weather breathe within the stagnant air. Every drop carries a memory, too soft for me to hold, a story of a winter night that never quite got told. Cars pass like distant shadows, ghosts with silver eyes, vanishing into the mist under the heavy weeping skies. Rain falling on the cafe glass echoes through the years, washing away the evidence of all my hidden fears. Every drop carries a memory, too soft to hold again, floating in the rhythm of the falling silver rain. Inside this fading warmth, time moves differently for me, like a ship that's lost its way upon a dark and rainy sea. People disappear into umbrellas, rushing to be home, while I remain a statue made of coffee and of foam. The window keeps on crying softly, a language I can feel, reminding me that some of what we lost was never real. I trace the path of a single drop as it slides down to the ledge, watching how the world dissolves right at the window's edge. The glass is the only thing between me and the storm, keeping me in silence while the coffee's still so warm. But the cold is leaking through, a slow and steady tide, finding all the places where I used to try and hide. Rain falling on the cafe glass echoes through the years, washing away the evidence of all my hidden fears. Every drop carries a memory, too soft to hold again, floating in the rhythm of the falling silver rain. Inside this fading warmth, time moves differently for me, in the heartbeat of the weather and the rain's dark melody. The window keeps crying softly, even after night descends. The city lights are drowning where the sidewalk finally ends, and I stay here listening until the rain is all I know. Evening light rests on the empty table, a long and golden arm, like someone forgot to leave, or a memory keeping warm. The cafe grows quieter every minute as the day begins to bow, disappearing into shadows that I can't quite follow now. I trace circles on the cup without knowing why I do. Maybe I'm just looking for a tiny trace of you. The silence sitting next to me knows me far too well. It doesn't ask for stories and it has no tales to tell. A distant song drifts through the room like an old and tired bird, searching for a place to rest where it won't be overheard. Evening light across the empty table feels warmer than my mind, touching all the broken things that I have left behind. The silence sitting next to me is the only friend I keep as the city starts to flicker and the sun begins to sleep. It's a golden kind of mercy, a hollow kind of peace, watching how the heavy day finally finds release. No one says a word anymore, not even to themselves. The books remain in silence on the high and dusty shelves. I watch the way the amber glow moves slowly on the wood. If I could hold this moment, I would stay here if I could. But the light is made of water and it's slipping through my hand like a desert of the evening made of golden shifting sand. Maybe the light is a ghost of a day we didn't spend, a message from the afternoon that's coming to an end. And as the colors deepen into purple and to blue, I finally understand that I am waiting here for you. Evening light across the empty table feels warmer than my mind, touching all the broken things that I have left behind. The silence sitting next to me is the only friend I keep as the city starts to flicker and the sun begins to sleep. No more words are needed now, no more songs to play in the final glowing embers of a disappearing day. And the light slowly fades away from the table and the floor until the golden memory isn't visible anymore. The cafe grows a little cold as the evening starts to close. The street looks the same tonight, but emptier somehow. The shadows of the buildings are all that's left here now. Streetlights reflect on wet pavement like fading pieces of a dream. Nothing is as solid or as steady as it once would seem. Midnight makes everything feel farther than it was before, like a traveler who's forgotten why they're standing at the door. I walk without thinking much, past the places we once knew, watching how the silver light turns everything to blue. Even the silence remembers what time tried to erase, following my footsteps in this cold and hollow space. A familiar street after midnight, still carrying traces of us in the corners of the alleyway and the layers of the dust. The city keeps breathing slowly while I remain inside the past, searching for a version of a world that didn't last. It's a long and lonely walk under the neon's flickering light, in the quiet, heavy rhythm of a deep and restless night. The storefronts are all sleeping, their windows dark and wide, hiding all the colors and the people tucked inside. I see my own reflection in the puddles on the ground, a silhouette of someone who no longer wishes to be found. Neither the city nor the stars have anything to say as I wander through the echoes of a long forgotten day. Find a hidden meaning in a cold and dying spark. The wind whispers a name that I've been trying to forget on this familiar pavement that is still so cold and wet. A familiar street after midnight, still carrying traces of us in the corners of the alleyway and the layers of the dust. Even the silence remembers what time tried to erase, as I find the ghost of you in every old and hollow place. The city keeps breathing slowly while I remain inside the past, holding on to shadows that were never meant to last. Neither the world moves forward, and neither do I. Just a silhouette drifting under a heavy midnight sky. The street stretches on forever into the quiet gray. Only one warm sip remains at the bottom of the cup. stare into the liquid dark, and I cannot look up. Like the final piece of a moment not ready to disappear, I hold the porcelain tightly, trying to keep the memory near. I hold it a little longer than I probably ever should, wishing I could stay right here if I only truly could. The cafe lights dim slowly and the chairs begin to empty out. The world is finally letting go of its shadow and its doubt, but I still stay here listening to thoughts I cannot name, watching how the fire in my heart became a dying flame. The last warm sip of coffee feels like holding on to time before the morning bells begin their cold and early chimes. Some things fade quietly without asking to be remembered at all, like the way the winter leaves begin to wither and to fall. It's the final bit of comfort in a world that's growing cold, the last remaining secret that will never quite be told. The steam has long since vanished, but the bitterness is deep, like a promise that I made but didn't have the strength to keep. I taste the fading sunlight and the traces of the roasted bean, thinking of the person and the life that might have been. The waitress stacks the saucers with a rhythmic clinking sound, reminding me that closure is the only thing I found. Drop of hope begins to disappear. The last warm sip of coffee feels like holding on to time before the morning bells begin their cold and early chimes. Some things fade quietly without asking to be remembered at all, watching how the shadows start to climb up every wall. It's the final bit of comfort in a world that's growing cold, in a tiny porcelain vessel that I'm not ready to let go. The cup finally grows cold against my weary, shaking hand. The silence is a language that I finally understand. I put the cup down gently and I rise to leave the room. Quiet music from the corner speaker fills the hollow room. fading smoke that wanders through the twilight and the gloom. No one seems to really hear it or the stories that it brings, except the ghosts inside me and the way the memory sings. Every note moves slowly across the empty evening air, touching all the molecules of the heavy, stagnant air. Shadows stretch across the floor like fingers made of ink, leaving me with nothing but the time to sit and think. The cafe lights grow softer now, a dim and amber glow, while the rhythm of the melody begins to ebb and flow. Quiet music from the corner speaker keeps old feelings half alive, like a fire that is struggling to continue and survive, like a voice too far to follow but too close to disappear. The song is the only thing that I am able now to hear. It knows the path I've taken and the things I've had to lose, in a slow and steady rhythm of the midnight cafe blues. I sit with unfinished thoughts and let the song continue on, remembering the faces and the days that are long gone. The melody is dusty like an old and worn out coat, carrying the sadness in every single lonely note. It doesn't ask for anything, it doesn't need a name. It just stays beside me like a quiet, steady flame. Keeps old feelings half alive, like a fire that is struggling to continue and survive, like a voice too far to follow but too close to disappear. The song is the only thing that I am able now to hear, and this one still remembers me, even if the world forgot. In the corner of the cafe, in this holy spot. The music starts to flicker like a candle in the breeze, leaving only silence as it falls upon its knees. I remain here, listening to the ghost of the last note. disappeared, leaving quiet streets behind, washing away the heavy dust that occupied my mind. The smell of coffee fills the room with something warm and distant, a gentle ghost of a memory, so quiet yet persistent. The world feels washed away, like time paused for a moment, releasing every heart from its long and weary torment. Drops to rest against the glass, reflecting city lights below. Everything is shimmering in a soft and silver glow. The air is fresh and cold, breathing through the open door, touching all the shadows that are dancing on the floor. The smell of coffee after the rain feels softer than yesterday, like a path through the mist that finally shows the way. Memories returning slowly without asking to be found, floating in the silence and the steam that's all around. It's a moment of clarity, a moment of deep release, where the scent of the roasted bean brings a hollow kind of peace. I stay here watching nothing, and somehow that feels enough. Far away from the jagged edges and the world so cold and rough. The steam rises in columns, dancing in the street lamps' light, a tiny celebration for the coming of the night. What was heavy in the storm is now light as a bird. Every unspoken feeling is finally being heard. Maybe the rain was a curtain that needed to be drawn, to show me that the light was still waiting to be born. And as the aroma settles deep inside my weary skin, I find the strength to let the new day finally begin. The smell of coffee after the rain feels softer than yesterday, like a path through the mist that finally shows the way. Memories returning slowly without asking to be found, settling inside the quiet and the sacred holy ground. I stay here watching nothing in the amber and the blue, finding all the pieces of a life that's honest and true, and slowly settle inside you like a long and steady grace, as the night begins to wrap its arms around this quiet place. The coffee is warm and the world is finally still. The night moves slowly outside beneath the fading cafe lights, a long and steady rhythm in the middle of these lonely nights. People pass without a sound, like scenes from another life, beyond the reach of the worry and the city's sharp and cutting strife. Everything feels distant now, even my own tangled thoughts, untying all the heavy knots that the busy morning brought. The clock keeps ticking softly, but no one seems to notice the time. The world is like a poem that has lost its steady rhyme. I breathe together with the room, letting the evening stay, watching how the colors of the world just drift away. A slow night beneath the cafe lights, where silence grows comfortable, a sanctuary for the weary, where the dark is merciful. Time no longer rushes forward, it simply drifts away, like a leaf upon a river in the middle of the day. It's a slow and steady healing, a quiet kind of rest in this little island of light. I am finally at my best. The steam from my cup is a companion in the dark, watching how the neon signs lose their bright and neon spark. I am part of the furniture, part of the wood and glass, watching all the ghosts of the city slowly and quietly pass. No one asks me anything, no one needs a single word in this holy silence. The secrets of the heart are heard. The shadows are my neighbors and the silence is my friend. If I could stay here forever under this amber glow, I'd let the rest of the world and its heavy burdens go. A slow night beneath the cafe lights, where silence grows comfortable, a sanctuary for the weary, where the dark is merciful. Time no longer rushes forward, it simply drifts away in a slow and quiet motion that I wish would always stay. Everything is distant and everything is finally clear in the heartbeat of the cafe. There is nothing left to fear, and tonight feels like one of them, a slow and drifting dream, like a silver reflection on the surface of a stream. The lights grow dim and the night belongs to me. Two empty chairs face each other, like a conversation left behind. in a corner of the cafe, where the shadows are aligned. The room feels unusually still, as if waiting for a ghost, for the words we used to say and the things we loved the most. Even empty spaces can carry old and heavy emotions, like a shipwreck at the bottom of the deep and silent oceans. I look at the untouched table and remember how we laughed, the phantom of your presence in the cold and winter draft. Now only shadows remain, quietly filling up the space where I used to see the light upon your familiar face. Empty chairs facing each other, still holding traces of us in the grain of the wood and the fine and silver dust. The silence between them feels heavier than any word, a story of a departure that was never really heard. It's a monument to an absence, a shrine to what is gone, while the heavy world keeps moving and the night keeps going on. I sit a few feet away, a witness to the empty air, tracing the outline of the ghosts that are sitting over there. Maybe they are still talking in a language I can't hear, whispering the secrets that we used to hold so dear. The chairs are tilted slightly, as if someone just stood up, leaving only a memory in an empty porcelain cup. Is louder than what's here, drawing a map of the loss and the things we held so near. The empty space is a weight that I carry in my chest, as the sun begins to settle in the middle of the west. Empty chairs facing each other, still holding traces of us in the grain of the wood and the fine and silver dust. The silence between them feels heavier than any word, as the echoes of our laughter are finally being blurred. They remain where they were, in their eternal quiet stare, reminding me of a love that was once so vividly there. The chairs remain where they were, as the cafe starts to close. The end City lights blur outside like stars sinking into the rain, drowning in the neon and the heavy urban pain. Everything feels far away tonight, even the sound of my breath, like a quiet conversation in the middle of the depth. I sit inside this quiet warmth and let the distance grow, away from the gravity and the things I used to know. Cars move like fading echoes beyond the fogged up glass, like a long and silent parade of the shadows that must pass. None of it reaches me now, not the sirens or the noise, in this little sanctuary of a deep and steady poise. The city feels far away tonight, like another world entirely, floating inside the dark, drifting very quietly. Only the small cafe remains, an island in the night, bathed in the comfort of this artificial light. I'm a traveler in space, without a planet or a sun, finding peace in the feeling that the day is finally done. I watch the people rushing like ants across the street, chasing after shadows and the dreams they'll never meet. But here the air is steady and the clock has lost its power, in the sacred holy silence of this late and midnight hour. The world is just a movie playing on a distant screen, while I remain the observer of the things that might have been. Maybe we need to be strangers to the world for a little while, to find the hidden beauty and the secret quiet smile. Tonight is one of them, a night of peaceful disconnect from the pressure of the people and the things they all expect. The city feels far away tonight, like another world entirely, floating inside the dark, drifting very quietly. Only the small cafe remains, my home within the blue, away from all the voices and the things that aren't true. I'm a traveler in space, without a planet or a sun, resting in the knowledge that the battle has been won. And tonight is one of them, a night of beautiful distance, finding my own rhythm and my own quiet existence. The city disappears, and I am finally alone. Warm steam rises from the cup, disappearing into the air, like a tiny ghost of a feeling that I didn't know was there. Fragile as a morning mist, too delicate to stay. It carries pieces of a heart that I gave so far away. I try to hold on to the shapes, to the faces in the white, but they slowly drift away into the middle of the night. The cafe grows quieter now as the evening settles in, leaving only the scent of coffee on my weary, tired skin. I watch the steam disappear, like a secret being told, into the hungry darkness and the winter's bitter cold. A memory hidden in warm steam, softly fading out of sight, like a star that's losing power in the middle of the night. Some moments never leave us, they only become lighter, even as the world outside begins to grow much brighter. It's a dance of the invisible, a phantom on the wing, the ghost of every conversation and of every song we sing. I think of you again in the swirling of the heat, thinking of the days we walked along the crowded street. But the image is so thin, it's like looking through a veil, a story of a summer that was always meant to fail. I reach out with my finger, but there's nothing there to touch, only the warmth of a memory that I used to love too much. Maybe we are made of steam, drifting for a little while before we vanish into the air with a sad and weary smile. But even after they fade away, the warmth still lingers near, reminding us of everything that we used to hold so dear. A memory hidden in warm steam, softly fading out of sight, like a star that's losing power in the middle of the night. Some moments never leave us, they only become lighter as the burden of the heavy heart becomes a little brighter. I watch the last of the vapor vanish into the dim light, and let the rest of the memories go into the quiet night. Even after they fade away, the scent remains behind, a gentle haunting trace within the corners of my mind. The cup is finally empty, and the steam has all gone home. Warm steam rises from the cup, disappearing into the air, like a tiny ghost of a feeling that I didn't know was there. Fragile as a morning mist, too delicate to stay. It carries pieces of a heart that I gave so far away. I try to hold on to the shapes, to the faces in the white, but they slowly drift away into the middle of the night. The cafe grows quieter now as the evening settles in, leaving only the scent of coffee on my weary, tired skin. I watch the steam disappear like a secret being told into the hungry darkness and the winter's bitter cold. A memory hidden in warm steam, softly fading out of sight, like a star that's losing power in the middle of the night. Some moments never leave us, they only become lighter, even as the world outside begins to grow much brighter. It's a dance of the invisible, a phantom on the wing, the ghost of every conversation and of every song we sing. I think of you again in the swirling of the heat, thinking of the days we walked along the crowded street. But the image is so thin, it's like looking through a veil, a story of a summer that was always meant to fail. I reach out with my finger, but there's nothing there to touch, only the warmth of a memory that I used to love too much. Maybe we are made of steam, drifting for a little while before we vanish into the air with a sad and weary smile. A memory hidden in warm steam, softly fading out of sight, like a star. The room feels completely still, like the world forgot to breathe, like a winter garden where the flowers have ceased to seethe. Nothing moves around me now except time itself, like a clock that keeps on ticking on a high and dusty shelf. Silence stretches slowly across the fading evening sky, while I watch the invisible river of the hours go drifting by. The music barely lingers, a ghost of a melody, a faded broken record of the things that used to be. I remain exactly where I am, a stone within the stream, while everything is changing like the fragments of a dream. Nothing moves except time, quietly passing through the room, leaving invisible traces on the velvet and the gloom, leaving marks upon the table and the shadows on the wall. The only thing that's moving in this quiet, empty hall, it's a slow and steady motion that nobody can see, the heartbeat of the universe and the ending of me. I watch a single mote of dust as it hangs within the air, frozen in the amber light that's resting on my chair. The city outside is a photograph, a world in black and white, while I am caught in the middle of the day and of the night. The lights grow softer every minute, the shadows grow so long as I listen to the silence that is louder than a song. Turns into a stone, and I don't wanna fight it, and I don't wanna run. I just wanna be here until the day is finally done. Nothing moves except time quietly passing through the room, leaving invisible traces on the velvet and the gloom, leaving marks upon the table and the shadows on the wall, as the heavy dark curtains of the evening start to fall. I am anchored to this moment while the years begin to fly, watching how the river of the time goes drifting by. And tonight I finally hear it, the rhythm of the end, the ticking of the clock that is my enemy and friend. The silence is a ocean, and the time is a tide. The chairs begin to disappear one by one into the dark. The fire in the kitchen is a dying, lonely spark. The cafe slowly closes down. The lights are being killed, but I remain where I am, with my cup and soul half filled. I'm not waiting for someone, I'm not waiting for a call, just not ready to leave yet and walk out through the wall. Outside the streets grow empty, the city lowers its voice. The world has made its final move and made its final choice, and somehow this loneliness feels strangely peaceful and so deep, like a secret that the rest of the world is not allowed to keep. The cafe closes, but I stay, holding on to the quiet here, away from all the noise and all the ghosts that I used to fear. Like the night understands me better than could ever do. In this little sanctuary, I am finally something new. Let them turn the sign around, let them lock the heavy door. I'll remain here in the shadows on the cold and wooden floor. The waitress gives a tired look, but she lets me sit a while, with a sad and weary patience and a faint and dusty smile. I am a part of the darkness now, part of the night air, blending with the table and the silhouette of my chair. I'm not in a hurry to reach the empty, quiet street where the shadows and the sirens are the only things I'll meet. Feel home, a comfort in the stillness and the smell of coffee foam. Before the world begins again, I want to stay right here, where the borders of my spirit are finally starting to clear. The cafe closes, but I stay, holding on to the quiet here, away from all the noise and all the ghosts that I used to fear. Like the night understands me better than the day could ever do. In the blue and silver darkness, I am finally something new. The world is finally sleeping, and the night belongs to me. In this hollow, quiet cafe by the dark and silent sea. So I stay a little longer, until the final light is gone, until I am the only thing that the night is resting on. The silence is my blanket, and the cafe is my bed. Soft shadows across the wooden floor, moving slowly with the light, like the fingers of the afternoon, reaching out for the night. The cafe feels suspended somewhere outside of the time, like a forgotten melody or a poem without a rhyme. I watch without thinking, letting the silence settle deep in the grain of the timber where the ancient memories sleep. The room breathes gently around me like an old familiar dream, carrying me softly on its wide and amber stream. Nothing asks anything from me, no demand and no command, in this little corner of a quiet and a holy land. Soft shadows on the wooden floor, stretched like fading memories, dancing in the rhythm of the late and winter breeze. Everything becomes quieter as the evening deepens now, like a hand of comfort resting on a weary, tired brow. I am grateful for the stillness, for the dark and for the grain, for the simple beauty that can wash away the heavy pain. I trace the lines upon the wood, the scars of all the years of all the people passing by, with their laughter and their tears. We are just another shadow moving slowly on the floor, before we walk out through the night and disappear through the door. But for now, the light is perfect and the wood is warm and real, reminding me that I can still remember how to feel. Maybe shadows are the truth of the things we cannot see, the hidden parts of you and all the hidden parts of me. And as they stretch across the room, they finally reach my feet, bringing me a peace that is so bitter and so sweet. Soft shadows on the wooden floor stretch like fading memories, dancing in the rhythm of the late and winter breeze. Everything becomes quieter as the evening deepens now. Resting on the wooden floor, I make a silent, sacred vow to remember how the light felt and how the shadows used to play at the ending of a long and very quiet holy day. Only shadows remain awake in this silent wooden room, as the night begins to weave its dark and silver loom. I am one with the shadows as the light begins to fade. The night slowly fills the room with heavier shades of blue, bringing back the memories and the faces that I knew. Even the smallest sounds fade into the darkness and the cold, like a story of a winter that has finally been told. Silence grows deeper now, like water without an end, turning every stranger into a phantom and a friend. I sit with the final light resting against the window glass, watching how the empty hours slowly and quietly pass, and let them move through me like a wind through a hollow tree, in the deep and silver darkness of the midnight cafe sea. The night slowly drinks the silence until nothing else remains, washing away the evidence and all the heavy stains. Only memories breathing softly inside the quiet dark, the last remaining embers of a dying, lonely spark. It's a slow and steady drowning in a sea of velvet blue, where I finally lose the world and I finally find the truth. The clock is just a heartbeat now, lost within the shadows that are gathered all around. I don't need the words anymore, I don't need the light. I just wanna vanish in the middle of the night. The night is drinking everything, the coffee and the chair, until I am the only thing that's left within the air. Broken-hearted people and the things they left behind. It takes away the sharp edges and the bitter cutting truth, and returns us to the magic and the wonder of our youth. The night slowly drinks the silence until nothing else remains, washing away the evidence and all the heavy stains. Only memories breathing softly inside the quiet dark, the last remaining embers of a dying lonely spark. I am part of the evening, I am part of the blue. In the final quiet moment, I am waiting here for you.